Morning, everybody. Trying to get this figured out. Either way, hello, Red Wave. Welcome to Blair Bulldogs. My name is Caleb Nail. This is where we talk about Fresno State football, basketball, baseball, anything that we need to talk about Fresno State. This is the podcast to do it on. We're going to be talking about the Fresno State football game the other night where they defeated the Nevada Wolfpack 20-17. Closer than it needed to be, that's for sure. We're going to go over it. I'll tell you what I'm doing. A little late because, well, I'm always late. We call it in my family Schnail time. Get it? Last name's Nail. Schnail. Whatever platform I'm using said they needed more money. So, of course, take my money and signed up to I guess I didn't click the reoccurring monthly subscription for this thing. So that's what I did. But now, I don't know, my chat isn't working. So I got to pull up different chats. I'm doing this by myself and make sure that I see you. If you're on X, we'll see. It's saying people are in the chat, but nothing's popping up. So I apologize. Showing messages are showing up, but no messages are showing up. So I apologize. And for the time being, I have YouTube pulled up, but until I'm going to read through all of the comments on X and Instagram, and then I'll be able to pull up the live streams. That's what we're going to do. Hope your weekend went great. Mine was fun. Yesterday, I got to play some spike ball, and I have not played spike ball in years. It was nice to get the heart rate up and play. It's a fun game. If you never played spike ball, highly recommend it. Played spike ball, spent some time with friends. Didn't watch any NFL football. I didn't watch any NFL football yesterday. Kept up with college football, and a lot happened. So congrats to the Bulldogs, but also congrats to former Bulldog Tim Skipper. He's the interim head coach at UCLA. And they beat Penn State. Huge win. Huge. Now, let's talk through this a little bit. UCLA hadn't won a game. Lost to UNLV, New Mexico, and Northwestern, a couple other teams. Penn State hadn't really beat anyone. I think their best win was Nevada. I believe it was. I think their best win was Nevada. They travel to the Rose Bowl, lose to UCLA after UCLA fired their head coach and their offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator left. So they were without head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator that they went into the year with. Tim Skip fills in as the head coach. Is it Neuheisel? His coach, Neuheisel, his son is now coaching, was the OC. And they go and they win that game. Huge, big, great for Skip. And I think that is usually, I want to start with a verse of the day, but I think this is something to get our week started with. Like, the Lord has plans for us, and and sometimes it's just, it's all his timing, right? It's not, according to us, it's not going to work out the right way. It's never on time, but it is. And it's his timing. And we see that with Skip. And so I'm very happy for Skip. I think everybody's happy for Skip. And I hope they keep up this success that they're having. Let's get to you guys. You can follow Beware of Bulldogs on X at Beware_Bulldogs. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. You can follow on Instagram at Beware Bulldogs Podcast. You can follow me on X, Caleb_Nail. And after the game, throughout the game, if I'm watching the game, I will post about it. And if I'm not with anybody, so you'll know when I'm watching the game by myself because I'm posting in real time during the game. If I'm with people, I put my phone away. That's what I did yesterday that I should share about. Went over to a friend's house, left my phone. I didn't bring it, left it. And it was fantastic. Didn't have it to bother me. Then we went to my parents' house for dinner, left my phone in the car. Loved it. Highly recommend it. And forced myself to talk to everyone. Couldn't use it to check scores. Nothing. Had to have conversation, which I love, by the way. But, it could have been a distraction. It wasn't. Highly recommend doing that. I had a great time with that. Excuse me. Okay. Let's get to X. Chris L. 4 turnovers and only scoring 20, all in the second quarter. 3 of 13 on third downs is concerning. This should have been a runaway. It's great to get the wins, but they've got a lot to clean up. Oh, do we? This, I'll get through everything, then we'll come back. How about that? You have a quarterback that can stretch the field. Why not use it? From Fight the Bull. Tim Sisoyev, we did what needed to be done. Good morning, Greg. Thanks for coming in. We did what needed to be done during that last drive to win this game. Let's win in Fort Collins next Friday night and get to Bulldog Week to work through challenges. We will need to play much better to beat San Diego State and Boise. Go Dogs. Much better. By the way, I should apologize. My nose is stuffed. Getting a little chillier. And nose is running. Lou Hewitson. Offensive line made number 41 look like peak Lawrence Taylor. Defense won us the game with the turnovers. Boy, did we. Wow. I am Shuck. At I am Shuck. Bluey's dad, spitting facts, says less than ideal, but still a win. Bluey's dad saying that. As a dad of a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, I support that GIF. Zach Donis. Again, I apologize. I'm going to butcher your names. I butcher everyone's name. Sorry. Says, yikes. What happened in that second half? You're telling me, man. Randy Buller. Agree with a lot of the comments here. It's a win, but the offense is unimpressive. O-line and quarterback are barely meeting expectations. This could be a 7-1 team that gets blown out in Boise. Let's keep improving. Gosh, I've heard it a lot. We might be the most deceptive 5-1 team in the country. Robert Polvido, like Hawaii, Nevada wasn't scared of our passing game at all and sold out to stop the run. I will add, especially on first down. We weren't surprising anyone with what we were doing on first down. Okay, he continues. Passing game must become respectable if we want to beat the likes of Boise and San Diego State. I agree. Very ugly win from Red Wave Forever. We were outscored 14-0 in the second half. It didn't feel like a win, even though it was. The Dogs need to play better. Single-use plastic. Felt like Nevada almost had a second Kaepernick moment when they put Jones in. Freshman quarterback, by the way. Defense was very solid. Offense, yeesh. The Ganalster. If it was Skip and McCann, would have been an L. Oh. Ooh. The Admiral. Not sold yet on Entz. Really? Okay. Not sold yet on Entz and more than ready to sell Warner. Oh, man. I saw a lot of this. I'm not going to lie. I saw a lot of selling on Warner. I'll get to that. Richie Rich, unsatisfying victory. 6 games in, and the offense is showing no signs of improvement. Richie Rich, I agree. I actually kind of feel like we've gotten worse. I don't know. Maybe worse is not a good word. You're right. There's been no improvement. We're stagnant, and teams know what we do now. Chris X, defeat is a strong word. W. Colorado State next. Got it at the spot. Says too many turnovers. Almost blew the game. Regardless, got the W. Go Dogs. Valley of the Dogs just is next. Want to know. Next. The Legend, 27. Not the best win, but pleased that 17 of our points came off of those 4 Nevada turnovers. I thought it was something we struggled with in Hawaii when we only scored 10 points on their 4 turnovers. We have to make our opponents pay every time they turn the ball over. Go Dogs. I said it during the game. I put a post out. Said, this is the type of game where we're going to need touchdowns rather than field goals. And, oh boy, my dog's going to start barking. I hear sirens. Sorry. That lead blows up from, and Coach Entz said it too in his press conference after the game. That lead goes from 20-3 to 35-3 if we score touchdowns rather than than field goals. And that's a huge difference. By the time they score and their 2 touchdowns, 14 unanswered, and it's 17-20, it should have been 17-35, and they're out of it. Right? Ride MF High says, quarterback is a tragedy. Coordinator might be just as bad. I'll get there. George Crawford, again, very inconsistent and sloppy play on the field and play calling. Just seems like we are so far up and down throughout a game and feel if it doesn't improve, good teams are going to make us look really bad. I don't doubt that. I'm worried about that as well. I am. Bo Campbell says, ugly. And he reminds us, but these are the types of games we would throw away and lose last minute in the past. He's got a point. Gregor, believe that to be Greg Lopez, who's in the chat right now. He says, survive and advance. Curtis says, a win is a win. John Nail, the 4 turnovers that the Dogs recovered put us in position to win that game. Yeah. He also says Nevada's defensive line was awful good. The Dogs knew it and still couldn't counter it. It's true. Entz said it. He said this is the best D-line we've gone against all season, or we're going to go against all season. We heard John Ramey on our preview say these guys are legit, Maldonado and LaBarbera. And then we saw it firsthand in former Bulldog Stadium, how good that D-line was. And we couldn't counter it. Now, I will say, the last 8 minutes of the football game on that last drive, we could. But it took us until then, when we needed to ice the game and everything was on the line. Randall64 says, Warner's still not it. Can both backups really be worse than this? Rob Brown 3 says, conference games are tough. I'll take the win. Cody Benbow, always tough when we play Nevada. Gosh, it always is, right? These rivalry games, man, why does everyone hate us? Why do they all hate us so much? Why are we going to get everyone's best? I guess that's fun, but why can't it be like the relationship we have, I feel like, with Colorado State or Utah State? Like, we don't see them often. Like, whatever. Like, maybe an Air Force. Like, when they're not good, we're going to blow them out. I still don't. Their offense. We'll get to the Colorado State preview later this week. But anyways, the teams we play, they just hate us, and we always get their best. Cody continues to say, would like EJ to run more when protection's not good. Yeah, I see this a lot, and I've seen comments from it, and people are picking up on this, is that rather than getting out of the pocket, EJ will stay in the pocket. He'll try and step up in the pocket and make a throw. And you see, and I'm going to get to this, but I kind of like that. I like that. Okay, I'll keep going. K-Hog El Jefe says, EJ scares me, both in a good way and a bad way. But do you think he can be elite? K-Hog El Jefe, I do. I do think he can be elite. I do. You guys may think I'm crazy, but I do. King of my castle, offense needs to figure it out. They do. Yes, they do. You're right. Diego Hunting Slugs, we won because of the small things, like EJ not sliding 5 yards short of the first down. Mikey Keene, stop. That's what he said. That's what he said. Mikey Keene. True. Okay. Good morning, Derek. Good to see you. Is there a perfect? All right. Couple things I want to get to. Let's start with the game plan, how the game went. Okay, so we forced 4 turnovers and we scored 20 points. Let me back up. We forced 4 turnovers in the first half and we scored 20 points in the second quarter. Okay, so it's 20-3 at halftime. And I'm thinking, wow, defense looks awesome. Their quarterbacks can't figure it out. Purdy is bad, by the way. He's really bad. He has not been good. Now, our guys had active hands, and there are a lot of tip balls, and we forced a fumble. Not on Purdy, forced the running back to fumble. But a lot of active hands on the D-line, tip balls everywhere. And we capitalized on that. But Purdy looked bad. This is Brock Purdy's younger brother, by the way. Offense didn't look great, but we were getting the job done. Like, we were getting points from turnovers. Okay, 20 points off turnovers. So at halftime, I'm thinking, you know what? We got this in the bag. We're good. And then we slowly try and lose this game. That was the running joke yesterday. Like, man, the Dogs almost lost. Like, yeah, we really tried. We really tried to lose. We didn't, but we tried. Because the offense completely stalled out in the second half. Totally stalled out. Our running game was non-existent. Once again, Bryson Donaldson, some numbers for you. 14 attempts on 14 carries for 39 yards. He averaged almost 3 yards a carry. His long was 8 yards. Bryson Donaldson, the guy that we want to be carrying the ball 20 times a game, got 39 yards on 14 carries. See, and this is what I think is the problem, is when Donaldson is in the game, when Donaldson's in the game, we're not surprising anyone. And we knew this was going to happen. We talked about it here. Is that when they line up and they see Donaldson in the backfield, they know Donaldson's going to run between the tackles. And so they stack the box, 8 in the box, dare us to do something, and we can't do it. Now, when Rayshon Luke, and there's other things that I'll add, I'll get to it in a sec when it comes to the running game. But when Rayshon Luke is in the game, he had 8 carries for 88 yards. Now, 60 of those came from a big, in one chunk, he had a 68-yarder. But and that pushed his average up to 11 yards a carry. But what Speedy Luke brings to the table is different from what Bryson brings to the table. Speedy Luke is a threat outside the tackle because you're not going to catch him. And if he gets outside, good luck. And that's what happened, right? We had great pin downs, and he was able to get outside the tackle and make one guy miss, and he's gone. Linebacker, he got outside the tackle. I don't know if it was DN or linebacker. I don't remember. I have to look. He is there outside contained, but he's so quick. He cuts it back inside. Guy slips, boom, 68 yards. That's what Speedy Luke brings to the table. So we can do a lot of different things. Okay, Brandon Ramirez, his numbers, 5 carries for 38 yards. Scored a touchdown, but was called back. EJ Warner, he had 6 carries for -1 yards, but he had the 11-yard run on 3rd and 11 to get the first down on that last drive in the fourth quarter. That was huge. The team had a total of 157 rushing yards on 36 carries, no touchdowns. We averaged 4 yards a carry. That's good. We actually averaged 4.4. You average over 4 yards a carry. That's a first down every time, right? Doesn't feel like it. That's for sure. But I'll take 157 yards on the ground. Now we got to punch it in here and there. But Coach Entz said something last night that if you didn't watch the press conference, you need to go watch it. Because they asked about what the difference was in the last 8 minutes when we iced out the clock in the fourth quarter. And we ran the ball effectively. And even in the beginning of the game, what was the difference? What happened? And he talked about how we just got away from who we were, especially running the ball. And there's something that he said that stuck out to me. And if you played football and if you had good coaches, you may understand it. But I want you to look up, he talked about gap scheme blocking. Okay, it's a way that O-linemen block in the running game, right? You have gap and you have zone, right? You may have heard of like an inside zone or an outside zone. He talked about they got back to gap scheme blocking and running duos. I'm going to do my best to explain this. I may butcher it, Coach Entz. I'm sorry. But I want you guys to go look this up. Go look up zone blocking compared to gap blocking. Zone block, it sounds like you don't have to be a genius to figure it out. Zone blocking, right? And if you're from basketball, you cover a zone. Same for zone blocking for offensive line. The offensive linemen all take a step in the same direction and go hit people that enter their zone, right? Gap blocking is more you're hitting your gap, and it's almost like misdirection, right? You step to everybody. You hit the guy on your left in your gap, and the running back's going right? It's more like counters, powers. Your guards are pulling on gaps. Duo is a lot of double team getting to, and then getting off that double team and getting up to the linebacker. I'm thinking back to my high school football days. Zone scheme blocking is supposed to be you're going to gain a yard. If we run inside zone, you're guaranteed a yard or two. However, I think the way that Fresno State is built, and Entz sees this, is we have to run gap and duos because we have to double team, especially good D lines. We have to double team their guys and then work our way up to linebackers. Because our O-line, and this is what I've been telling people all year, our O-line is not that great. We have to help each other. And this is why EJ is going to get a lot of the blame for this. But EJ's under pressure. He took a lot of hits. He doesn't have a lot of time. And the running game is getting hit at the line of scrimmage or behind. Can't happen. So we run duo running plays, which is I should mention, duos running to strong side tight end every time. And we're kicking out, and we're not blocking the DN on a gap or duo or power counter. We're not going to block the DN and a pulling guard or a motioning tight end that's coming across motion is going to kick him out, and it opens up a hole outside the tackle on certain plays and things like that. Anyways, fun to talk scheme, but they did that. It got rid of the DN because it forces the DN to think, okay, is the quarterback reading me? Right? If nobody's blocking me, is he reading me? What's going on here? It forces him to make a decision, and then all of a sudden he's getting hit and blocked, and now we can go. I think that's best for this team. And then all the running back has to do is read strong side linebacker. And he makes a quick decision, boom, go. That's all the running back is doing. He's got to make one read. And he's going to read that strong side linebacker, and who knows, maybe an offensive lineman gets off his double team quickly because they have it under control and goes and hits him. And I think that benefits us the most. Okay. Zone blocking forces the running back to have really good vision, make a good read, and it forces us it almost feels like we're playing our O-line is playing defense. Now, I could be wrong. I haven't gone back and watched it from after last night after Ed said this. I'm assuming, whoa, big spider. Never know what you're going to get when you record outside. Out on the farm. Anyways, I liked what Ent said, but short story long, I liked what Ent said. I love that he's talking football. He's talking about gap scheme and running duos and counters and how that's our strength. And we got back to that. Okay, so let's stick to it because it worked. If that's what we did on the last drive over the rest of the game, if we didn't do that the rest of the game, we did that last drive, yeah, let's get back to it because it worked. And we should never get away from what works. If that's the running game that's working, let's not change that. Let's not change that. So, a couple of you guys talked about play calling. So I agree with you. The play calling has to be consistent. We got away from what we did. And what I appreciate is Entz saying what he did. Out of just saying it. Because now that tells the offensive coordinator, hey, I know football. And I know we got away. You got away. We can't do this. Let's get back to our strengths. Derek said, I agree. It felt like our line wasn't getting much of a push off the line until the end. Yeah. Yeah, and that double team is really going to help. So I think we got to we have to stick to that. I don't care if we run duo every time. Run duo because it works. Make them change, fix them, and then we can do something else. Right? Make them stop it, then we can do something else. Excuse me. We don't need to change if it's working. So that was one of the big takeaways that I had, like watching the whole game and then listening to Entz in the press conference. That's my main takeaway for offense. Let's talk about EJ, shall we? Numbers for EJ: 18 for 26, 190 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. He was sacked 3 times. Okay, I know there's a lot of you that want to move on from EJ. And I know at the beginning I said he could be elite, and you may have already clicked off. Okay, that's all right. But here's what we get with EJ that we did not have for the past couple years. One, we have leadership that I don't think we had. The second part is he actually is willing to take a hit in the pocket and make a throw. He can deliver a good ball and get hit. We saw this on the touchdown pass he had 2 touchdown passes to Josiah Freeman, but the lob One was a slant to Josiah, and he delivered nice ball, boom, touchdown on the slant, and nice hard thrown ball. The other was nice lob. It was a touch pass, and it was beautiful. And he got hit. And here's why I like EJ the most, is that he's very smart. So his pre-snap reads, he knows what's going on, right? He can see everything. He knows what's going to happen. And all that EJ has to do is make one read, one or two reads, right? He's either reading linebackers or he's reading the safety. Or he's looking off a safety. He's just got to do one or two things because he already knows what they're in. What it comes down to is how much time does the O-line give him? All right? So EJ needs the play to develop. Right? If we have a 10-yard, 12-yard route concept that's happening, right? Or we have a deeper flood concept going on, or we got a guy running a 9, a streak or something, he needs a couple seconds to take his 5-step drop. And Ent said this, we took too many 5-step drops. He wants to see more on the passing, 3-step drop, get the ball out. Okay, more quick stuff. I agree with that. I'm fine with that. But I'm talking EJ in general here. He's able to step back and make that read and make the throw. And then step in, if nobody's open, step up in the pocket, give him another half second and deliver a football. Okay. Now, are his decisions going to be perfect all the time? No, we saw that. He threw an interception. But I think he gives us the best opportunity as of right now. Now, we've seen a little bit of Carson Conklin. As of right now, I don't think EJ has done anything to lose the job. I don't. We're 5-1. I don't think there's any reason to move on from him because his completion percentage is pretty good. I would not don't look at the touchdown to interception ratio. I wouldn't. Unless you're Nevada and your quarterback's last name is Purdy, then I would look at that ratio. But it's not bad. Also, okay, let's get to what some people are talking about. Want to see EJ use his feet a little more. I can understand that, right? When the pocket is falling apart, let's get out of the pocket and run. Okay. I don't mind that. You know, we got to see. Let's see how he does outside the pocket. When he's flushed out of the pocket, what does he do? I've seen it a couple times, and you don't know what to expect when EJ's flushed out of the pocket. I think at the beginning of the season, he forced a couple balls against Kansas. He forced a couple balls in those earlier games when he's flushed out of the pocket, and he ended up throwing into triple coverage and throws an interception. Now he's flushed out of the pocket, and he runs for 11 yards and gets a first down. Or he's he's holding on to the ball a little more. Against Oregon State, he has a keeper, and he walks in for a touchdown. So he's holding onto the ball. And he's an athlete, so he can make it happen. Does he keep his eyes up? Is he keeping his eyes up down the field? Is he throwing the ball away? You know, I think he tends to hold on to the ball and run now, which is a better decision than forcing it into triple coverage. But so I don't mind. Let's see what he does. I don't think when he's flushed out of the pocket, I don't think that there's any reason to move on from EJ right now. He's not giving me a reason. He's not. Okay, let's talk about the receivers. Richie Anderson led the way in targets with 8. He had 8 targets. The next was Josiah Freeman, Donaldson, and Luke. They all had 4 targets in the passing game. Richie Anderson had 8, and 7 of them he caught. He had 7 receptions for 67 yards. Zeke Abbott had 1 reception for 41 yards. That was early on in the game, and then he was out with an injury. And I didn't hear anything about him, how he's doing, what happened. I haven't heard anything. Josiah Freeman had 3 for 40 with 2 touchdowns. Jake Tarwater had 2 receptions for 19. Donaldson had 1 reception for 10. Luke had 3 for 8. Brown had 1 for 5. And that gave us a total of 190 yards passing. I just said it with a Warner, but 190 yards receiving. Talking receivers. I thought they were good. I thought the receivers are doing great. They're doing their job. We have, if Abbott is healthy, we have Abbott and Brown, outside, and Freeman. And outside, are we a big threat? Are we scaring teams with our wide receivers? I don't think so. What I will say is our tight end group is awesome. We're really good. We got to use the tight ends, and which I'm happy we did. This is kind of the first time I've seen where the tight ends were open. Warner hit them often, and they made a big difference in this game. I mean, Richie Anderson made a huge difference in this game. I mean, when your tight ends are averaging 10 yards a catch, that's huge. Mark Benjamin says, it was good to see the coaches go to the outside and use Ramirez late to bust through the left side. Last year, I feel like they would have run up the middle 3 and out. 100%, Mark. I agree. We need to focus on running outside the tackles. Derek Miller says, using our tight ends was and is very crucial. I agree, Derek. I think we need to continue to do that too, Derek. There's no reason to move on from it. Play action, hit the tight end. I would say, originally, I would say, yeah, you're gonna run play action. You're gonna run a 5-yard in, and you're gonna gain 6 yards, 5-6 yards, maybe 4 to 6 yards. Nope, 10 yards every time. It was for every time I heard Richie Anderson's name called, it was a first down. It's great. I love it. So to finish up talking about offense, and if you have anything, throw it in the chat about offense and comment down below if you're tuning in later. I'm excited, and Entz expressed this as well, and I'm going to just piggy off of what Entz said. Piggyback off. I'm going to piggyback off what Entz said. English is hard. Said he's happy that we ended the way we did, and I agree. Because now we can take that into Colorado State. We had some success. We saw some success. Let's use that and put it into our game plan against Colorado State and make Colorado State beat us. Force them to make the changes. And then once they do, we just switch it. And we can switch it up. When we had Rice and Rittering, we were very tough to stop. Yes, we were. Defenses had no answer for them. I took off my glasses, so I got to get close now. Sorry. How to use them. And I'm excited where we're at going into the rest of Mountain West. Excuse me. I'm excited where the offense finished. So we'll see what happens against Colorado State. Now, R33. Yes. Welcome in, by the way. So many fans left at halftime. I actually talked to some people yesterday that they were at the game and they left at halftime. Oh, okay. Why? And I don't care if you leave early because I have to as well, because I have 2 kids to put to bed. And when it's the third quarter and it's 10:30-ish, it's hard. Anyways, But I was curious. Married guy, no kids. Probably leaving at halftime. Stay out all night. Well, one, it was late. Two, we were up 20-3. This is, and I saw a post that Sidelines Fresno State put up too. It's 2017 and it's empty, right? But it explains a lot. It says a lot. It says a lot about our fan base, right? We've known this for a long time, and I think we lied to ourselves for the past, I don't know, decade about how great the fan base is. Not you guys. We have a solid 10,000 legit fans. After that, excuse me, I should say those 10,000, only like a dozen of them are students. Okay. And they're probably in the band. But anyways, the student section was bad. It starts great, and then immediately they see a touchdown, and then they got to go. Here's what I'm thinking. There's a lack of football knowledge. To leave when you're up 20-3, at halftime, and to think that that game's over, that's a lack of football knowledge. And then two, when I think it says even more than lack of football knowledge, is we just don't care that much about Fresno State sports. And I'm going to sound like an old head, but my grandparents generation. Okay, I want to use my grandparents' generation as an example. So my grandparents' generation, my grandparents are 90. My grandpa passed last year. They had season tickets, and they would go tailgating, and they would have the whole crew, the whole community. Right, we're out in Kerman, so a lot of the Kerman community at the tailgate, just friends, right? And then we all go to the game, and they all stay, and they're raising guys like me and a couple of my buddies. We still go to the games, and the way that they're doing it is it creates memories and like nostalgia, I guess you could say, and tradition, so that I want to be there. I fall in love with the game of football, and more importantly, I fall in love with Fresno State. And not only Fresno State football, but we do it for basketball. We do it for baseball. We didn't have water polo back then, but now I appreciate water polo and volleyball. All that's sports. Well, that's a lot of people are not growing up like that anymore, right? You go to a sporting event at Fresno State, like, do you see kids are being raised that way? Very few. And back in the day, I feel like when I was there, I could be wrong, but this is my experience that I went through, is that there were a lot of kids at the game, and that built their fandom up. And I wanted to go to college at Fresno State. It was the only place I applied. I wanted to go to college at Fresno State. Anyways, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I keep going forever and ever. But my point is, the love isn't there, unfortunately. And we have to somehow build that love up for Fresno State. You can build that love up for football, okay? And that might help them stay. But I would, more importantly, build that love up for Fresno State athletics and Fresno State athletics. I don't know. That's my quick thought. Let's go. Derek, we probably get one solid quarter from the fan base as a whole, and then people start to leave touchdown after touchdown. The generational fan isn't there anymore. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. From what I have seen and the people I've talked to, the group I talked to yesterday, they're from Merced, and they drove down for the game. So I'm happy they're there, right? I, but and that's great. We should, we got to be grabbing. We had billboard signs up in Sacramento for Fresno State, right? We got to build that fandom, and the generational fan. We got to build that. But it's over the past 10 years, I think that Fresno State athletics was lying to themselves, saying that we have that, we're trying to do that, but we didn't. We didn't, and now we're paying the price for it. Mark, there was men's water polo at Fresno State when I was there back in the day. Football games were full. Selling was full. Boyd Grant days at Grant's Tomb. R33. You're 100% right, Caleb. You have to be Bulldog bred, it seems like. Yeah. You want to find the real Bulldog fans? Go to the Save Mart Center. See who's there in the Save Mart Center. No. When men's basketball is playing. I'm working on my 3-year-old. He's a Bulldog fan. He knows the Bulldog spell out. We're trying to get him to hate blue, the color blue, as when I like the color blue, right? I look good in it, so I got to like it a little bit. But, as much as I can look good. But when there's like silver with the blue and there's orange with the blue, and there's yellow with the blue, we don't like that blue. That my 3-year-old doesn't like. I don't like the blue with those colors. Just blue, just the blue that goes with your eyes. That's it. That one that mom likes, Dad. Just that blue. Got it. Okay. So we're raising them right over here. We're gonna raise more generational Bulldogs. Let's talk defense, okay? Well, let's talk defense. First half, holy cow. I realized I haven't taken a sip of my coffee yet. Give me one sec. That's good. I used to do these live streams at night, right? Now, with the baby and all this stuff, I got to wake up early and do this. So I used to do the live stream with wine. It was a good time, like margaritas, stuff like that. I don't know if I'd get in trouble from YouTube doing that, but now, a good old cup of Joe. Never hurts. All right. Blue and red, James says. That's right. Oh. Sorry, I got to see the Raider coverage. I don't know how to pronounce that. So, Choi's Raider coverage. Go Dogs. Fresno bred here, baby. That's right. Also, go Raiders. Oh gosh, you want to talk about a bad football team? I don't. All right, let's talk about a 5-1 football team. Go Dogs. Defense. Defense was epic the first half. I thought Jazon Jax was amazing. I believe he forced the fumble. He had a tip ball that we picked off. He got after the quarterback that was scrambling outside, maybe thought he was going to get it away. Nope, Jazon Jax is there. He was awesome. I love Jazon Jax. Dropping a sub. Oh, thank you very much. You tore up the Raiders yesterday? Thank you. I will tune into that. Appreciate it, man. The other guy that was everywhere is Jaden Pearson. I mean, the guy has been everywhere, every game. Does he lead the country in tackles? I believe he had 11. Did he have 11 tackles yesterday? I saw a stat. It was either 7 or 11. Now, let me get this really quick. Sorry. 11 total tackles, 2.5 tackles for loss. It's his third game this season with 10 or more tackles. I mean, our linebackers are so good. Gosh, they're good. And Pearson's leading the way. Love watching him play. Also, I thought our D line was pretty good. Like I said, Jazon Jacks. Derek says our defense seems like it gets better and better by the week. I agree. Is it Choi's? Is it? I don't know how if you can phonetically type it out. I'm not sure, but a Raider fan. I'll be at the San Diego State game on the 25th. Oh, I plan on being there as well. And then but plan on being there, and I gotta talk to Derek about Green V. Chewy. Oh, there you go. Chewy's. Okay. Chewy's Raider coverage. Got it. Thank you, Chewy. I can even talk to Derek about Green V section for San Diego State game. Let me looking at defense. We had 3 interceptions. Simeon Harris, Cam Braca, and Thunderbird. Braca clutch interception in the end zone. And then Thunderbird and Harris, I think, picked off the tips. I mean, they keep us in every game. These guys are keeping us in every game. The defense is what's saving the team. Chris Lake says, Chris Lake, good morning. Good to see you. I saw someone put out there, if we don't have the 4 turnovers, do we lose this game? It was that bad offensively. So defense definitely saved this team, Chris. I agree. I'm looking through these. Lafitte forced the fumble. They have Lafitte, who was the one that forced the fumble. I thought Jazon Jacks did. Excuse me. Dylan Lynch was perfect on the night. 2 for 2. Hit one from the left and from the right. I think that back to defense really quick. Colorado State's defense has been struggling. Their offense has been struggling, as of late, or as of the whole season, even with an experienced quarterback. What really helps this defense out, in my opinion, is our D-line. They do a lot up front that we don't pay attention to enough, and it opens up Pearson to make plays. And Pearson's there, by the way. Like, he's sticking to his gap assignment. He's making tackles. And then, we're breaking on the ball when it's tipped by our D-line. It's great. They do everything well, right? And somebody said it either in the chat here or on X, but we're doing the small things right. That's huge. We have to keep doing the small things right. There was something else I wanted to talk about on defense. No, it's okay. Let's get to there's a question. Why not use the quarterback that could stretch the field? I don't know if you mean with our legs or with, we talked about legs, or with throwing the ball deep. I think it's because O-line, honestly. Ryan Wilson. Oh, yes. Ryan Wilson is. Was he the one that had that epic hit? Just completely destroyed it, dude. Now, Ryan Wilson has been special, Derek. As this defense reminds me, the last time I saw a defense like this was 2018 when we won the Mountain West. We had some really good players. I think we had Allison and George Helmuth and Tank, and we had great players everywhere. But what I like about this defense is these are guys that when they they seem like really nice guys, right? You talk to them, they're nice guys. Then they put their helmet on and they just lose it. They become beasts. They get that look in their eyes. These guys aren't afraid of anyone defensively. It's just, are we really, when we give stuff up, it's defensively, it's because we weren't communicating well. We saw that against Kansas. That was the first game of the season. Um, and our only loss. But whenever we're not successful in defense, because we just are lacking communication. We're always there. We fill our assignment. We're making plays. We're breaking on the ball. We're not really letting guys break tackles. We wrap up. This is solid defense, and we hit hard. We make them pay for throwing the ball over the middle. We hit running backs hard. It's just a really fun defense with an old school mentality. Just rip people's heads off. And that's entertaining to me. I'm sorry. Like Coliseum stuff, I guess I would have been one of them. But gosh, just watching our guys fly around and crush people. Yeah, that's fun. That's fun to me. So this defense is awesome. Anything else that I need to get to? You guys throw something in the chat, or if you're tuning in later, comment down below your thoughts, all your thoughts on offense, where we need to improve, what you think about Coach Entz talking about zone blocking and gap scheme blocking and running a duo play and finding success. I think he's right. And I think we're going to do a lot more of that. I think you're going to see a lot of that. What do you think, guys think about that? Defense. Let's talk play of the game. What was the play of the game? Oh, defensive coordinator made a huge difference, Chris says. Yes, I agree. Yes. Play of the game. Okay. I was thinking about this was tough for me. Is it a touchdown to Josiah Freeman? Is it one of Josiah Freeman's touchdown catches? Or, and I always do this. I know I'm this guy, and I apologize. Or rather than a play of the game, was it the last drive to ice the game? Where we kind of reestablished our offense. Like, no, guys, this is the Fresno State offense. Let's do this. We're back. Like we went missing for 2 quarters. And Cam Braca said that. He said, we only played 2 quarters and won that game. And so it says something about our team. Or there just wasn't enough time on the clock and Nevada couldn't catch up. But I'm tending to lean towards this last drive that was key for us. So, or was the play of the game the Warner scramble on 3rd and 11 for the first down? Was that the play of the game? Or was a play of the game one of the turnovers that we forced? I honestly can't pick one. Derek says definitely last drive. Okay. That's all I need. I just need some confirmation, someone to encourage me to do it and go that way. Jump in. Last drive. Play of the game. Plays of the game. I think that drive did a lot for us. Yeah, showed resiliency. Derek. Yes. Player. Now let's get to our player of the game. I think it has to go to someone on defense. I think it has to. They were so good. Do we give it to Pearson? Do we give it to Jazon Jacks? He had 5 total tackles. He had some great tackles. He tipped the ball in the air to cause an interception. Do we give it to Jazon Jacks or Pearson? Do we give it to Thunderbird? Or should we give it to somebody on offense? Like a Rayshawn Luke, or you know what? No, I'm switching it up. I'm going to give it to Jazon Jacks. That's going to be my player of the game. executive decision. I'm giving it to Jazon Jacks. He made a lot of plays. So I happy for this team that we're 5-1. If you were to tell me that, hey, Caleb, you're going to be 5-1 going into Colorado State or halfway through the season, I would have said, yeah, I'll take it. With the one loss to Kansas, that sounds about right. Let's do this. Go Dogs. I'm still very excited about this team. That doesn't mean that I'm a realist, and I understand. And you and I, we both understand football, right? So I understand that. Yes, we may be a deceptive 5-1, but we're 5-1. I forget I think it was Randy who said it. We could be a 6-1 team that gets blown out by Boise if we play like this. If we play like we did the past 2 games against Hawaii and Nevada, I could see that. And then we're going to get the whole crowd, I told you so. I told you. Look, I won't be fooled. However, we're 5-1, and you can see this is the hard part with a 5-1 team that hasn't played their best football. Is you can see that they haven't played their best football and they're 5-1. And so you're trying. So I think we have to try just encourage these folks that. And I don't know why this is, but I have some in my office too. I'm going to talk to them this morning, where they're talking about, oh gosh, they're getting the fan base hyped up again because they're 5-1, but they're really not that great. And then I got to hear it from the diehards, as you should. Everyone should be fired up because we're 5-1. We're first in the Mountain West right now. And we still haven't played our best football, and we are capable of, and here's the key, we are capable of playing better football because we've seen it. We've seen what if Walton comes back, I think we're going to be really hard to stop. And I think that's key. Like left tackle, true freshman Walton from Buchanan didn't play this game. He's been injured. I think if Walton comes back, he makes a huge difference, right? I think we're learning how to work together right now as an offense and mesh. The last drive, we're figuring it out. So we got to tell everybody when we're winning, we should cheer. We should cheer for them. Oh, and it was supposed to be rebuilding year. Glass half full. That's right, Derek. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because we lost a bunch of guys. There's 40 new players or so on this team. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with this. Do I want to win more? Yeah, of course I do. I don't want to lose. But we're 5-1. We have Colorado State, San Diego State, then Boise. We could have a matchup where San Diego State and Fresno State are both one-loss teams. And we could have a matchup with Boise State where Boise is undefeated in the Mountain West. And so are we. So they're a 2-loss team, Boise is, but they've lost to 2 good teams in Notre Dame and USF. That's going to be a great game. And by the way, they didn't allow Notre Dame to score that many points. Now, granted, Boise only scored 7, but it's against a good Notre Dame defense. Rather be winning ugly than losing pretty. So true. So true. And Ent said, I'd rather, people are going to say we're lucky. And you know what? That's fine because we won. Right? Sometimes you'd rather be lucky than good. That's my 3-point shot now. I don't know if I was ever good, but now I'm definitely lucky. When it goes in, I'll take it. I'd rather be lucky. So, we talked about fans and talking about, glass half full stuff. I think that's good. I think we should talk that way, speak that way. And I don't get mad at people that aren't. I'm not that crazy of a fan. I just think we should encourage everyone to we're 5-1 though. Why don't we buy in a little bit? Why don't we buy into going to the game? There's no reason we're 5-1 or 6-1. Don't get ahead of ourselves. But next home game, We should all be there. Right? This is an exciting football team. Like, if you keep up with them, it's very exciting. We play tough defense. We run the ball, and we have there's a lot of upside. So I'm excited, and I think the rest of the Central Valley should be as well. Of course, us fanatics and football fans are going to talk the way we do and critique, but I'm very excited. And I think Entz is doing a great job. I know somebody said they're not sold on Entz yet. I am. I am. I'm a big Entz guy. I'm happy where he has. I'm happy with the direction that he has this team going, and I really hope we can keep him. Okay, I went long, and I got to get ready for work. So thank you guys so much. Really appreciate you guys tuning in early in the morning. Let's have a good week. I'm praying for you guys. If you have any prayer requests, please DM me. I'm happy to pray for you guys. And then we'll have the preview for Colorado State this week. It's a Friday game, so we got to turn around quick. The boys got to turn around quick. And then basketball is coming up quick. Basketball is going to be here very quick, and that's a whole new. It's not time to talk basketball, and we don't win, and it's a rough watch. But it's a new season. It's a new season. Derek, thank you. Enjoy your day as well. Thank you guys for supporting this. I always have a wonderful time, and I'm happy to be back doing this and talking to you guys. It's great. Have a wonderful time. All right, I'm out of here. I'll let you guys get to your day. God bless, and as always, go Dogs.